Boom. Here we go, man. We got that Batman armored suit from Batman v Superman by Mcfarlane, DC Multiverse. If you collect these, you know the box. Before we keep going, let's hit that notification bell. Let's subscribe, leave me a like, and hit that comment section. Let me know if you're getting this guy, your thoughts on this guy, and after you see enough of this review, I want to hear your thoughts. But anyway, let's take a look at the packaging. There we go, typical Mcfarlane packaging. What's really nice is that we're getting a little bit of a embellishment here with a little color on the side. We got that with the Batman and Robin wave, and I think with the Batman Forever wave, I cannot remember. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. Especially if you inbox collectors, you might have them on the side. It just adds a little variety to your collection. But here we go. Batman armor suit, like I said, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. It's kind of wild that we're getting like these movie figures years after the movie came out. I kind of dig it because I love toys and I enjoy these movies, but it's definitely not like super common. Remember back in the day, like you would get the wave as the movie came out and then it's done. Unless like higher end collector's items. And I guess that's technically what Mcfarlane's doing. Anyway, we get this kind of rendering of Armored Batman. It's not an image from the film. It doesn't look like, and that definitely doesn't look like Ben Affleck right there. But anyways, here's I was going to show you the barcode, but we got this. I got it from GameStop, if you can't tell. For those of you looking for it. Ugh. Here's that barcode right there. And yeah, Batman v Superman is such a polarizing film. And it's crazy, because, you would think any movie that had Batman and Superman in it for the first time, live action, it should have changed the game. It should have done what the Avengers did. And it did not at all. It's very polarizing. Oh, this is pretty cool. The inside. Oh, let me pull this out. We get some different artwork on the inside right here. See if I can pull it out for you. That's different. And yeah, you can see right here, kind of gets Superman in the middle and Superman and Batman fighting. And this is what it is, man. This is kind of telling of Zack Snyder's take on these characters, where Superman is this kind of scary, imposing, godlike figure. That's how Batman sees him. And that's just not who Superman is. And it'd be cool, I guess, if Batman saw him that way, but there was a part of the way Cavill was directed to kind of play that brooding, aggressive, excuse me, just sneezed, not editing that out. Brooding kind of aggressive, when Lois Lane is first captured in the beginning of the film when they're in Africa, I believe. And Superman takes the guy down by flying him through a wall. Now I believe Superman broke the wall, so he didn't kill the guy. But it's a very aggressive way Superman would take down a bad guy. Not, hashtag not my Superman, although I love Cavill. Anyway, so yeah, film's very polarizing. And I have mixed feelings about some of it, specifically, like I said, how dark Superman is. And Batman being murderous, I had an issue with, but I'll tell you what I did not have an issue with. It was the design of these costumes and the casting of these characters. So for me, even though I still like Batman Superman. I must have watched that film freaking 15 times by now. It's become my, like, anytime I'm on an airplane, that's the movie I throw on. So I definitely enjoy it, but aesthetically, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to look at. You literally feel like these guys came out of the comics, but then also was given such a level of realism and authenticity in their design and their costumes. I mean, he gave us the best looking Batman ever. That bat suit is fantastic. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the accessories before we get to the figure. So first up, we have, the typical card right here, that same render that was on the back of the box. And here's the, data file right here. You can pause it if you want to read it, although I'm holding it up long enough for you to read it. Anyway, it kind of gives you the idea of where Batman's head is at in this film. And we get these hands, wonderfully detailed. This, one of them, I think, a grabby hand. And the hands that he has are the ones that would hold the spear. If you get the platinum one or the two, or you got Superman Doomsday 2-pack where Superman has a spear. So you can give that spear to your Batman. Or if you got the platinum Batman, I guess with his mask kind of broken off, he has a spear in that pack. But anyway, let's take a look at this figure. Yo. Now, I wasn't going to get this. Don't need it. I appreciate The Dark Knight Returns, but I don't, it's not like my grail. Long Halloween, I would say, definitely is like that's my grail comic for Batman. But I kept seeing reviewers talk about just how amazing this freaking sculpt is. And I started watching reviews and I'm like, it actually is kind of dope. I might want to have it. And then I needed it. So let's take a look at this guy. Let's raise you up a little bit. Here we go. Now, I don't know if that's Affleck or not. It could be. It may not be. I don't think it is, but it covers enough of his face. You get enough of the detail in the mouth to believe it is a real guy in there. And it could be Affleck, may not be Affleck. It works. But off the bat, you can see just the detailing and just how banged up this suit is. The scratches, the silver on top of the gray. And oh, I love this. The texture of that belt is sick. And like you see like his Batman undersuit under it. You see like the texture of his bat suit that's under the armor, which is sick. Perfectly painted gold belt. Might be a little too bright, but who cares? And we got the gold on the talons. What do we call these? And as you see, he has those gripping hands for that spear if you get the Superman Doomsday pack. The gold right here and on the boots. Oh, I love this. The detail is crazy. Now, when you look at this figure and you compare it to a similar figure in armor, I know this is the comic book, but you can see like where Mcfarlane kind of doesn't always go all in on paint. The sculpt is usually always there, but not the paint that brings out all the detail. So that's why I had to get this figure, because it was clear he went all in for this guy. All in. Even giving us the spikes on the bottom of his shoes. That's so sick. And listen, we all know that McFarlane sculpts don't typically go all the way around. We've had unpainted, unfinished Superman belts in the back. Not here, man. You really see the full scope of this suit and where his spine is, and we're seeing areas that we didn't see in the movie. This is sick. Superman messed this guy. You have to assume this was a perfectly unscratched piece of armor before he started fighting Superman. That is great. And just not to show his butt, but just the texture on the under suit is sick. And this cape is amazing. It's wired, obviously. And the texture, it's different than the other wired capes. It almost feels like a ratted kind of cloth you would use to wipe a counter with. I love it. I love it. And the eyes have that blue kind of outlined a bit, giving you that illusion that they're kind of glowing, because they were. And like, you know, I get, no, the Dark Knight gave us the first time we had white lenses in the bat mask. I'm about to give that credit to this. This is a molded on piece of plastic. It does not move or come off at all. Whoa, that popped right off. All right, let's get him back in there. I'm gonna have to hawk to her and spit on that thing. All right, back on, ready to go. Doesn't have much articulation in the neck because you see this massive collar piece, so you're not gonna get that much, but you can get looking down and looking up like that. Arms, yeah, this is pretty. This is a flexible piece, so you're gonna get some okay shoulder mobility. It doesn't lock them in. I wish he came with a little bit more accessories. The smoke gun would have been great. I'm gonna compare him to the Mattel one that came out years ago, as well as size him up with my other Mcfarlane Batfleck figures. But it's pretty good articulation for such a beefy figure. But he is kind of heavy. So I'll have to use the figure stand, which I don't want to do. I don't like using figure stands unless I'm doing a dynamic pose. I think it's just lame to have to use them just to get them to stand up straight. It becomes a pain in the butt. And sometimes they're so heavy, a figure stand, you gotta really play with it. Okay, so let's see what, I'm not getting the Superman figure because they already have this one. And honestly, the wire cape is cool, but I'm not buying that 2-pack. I did not like the design for Doomsday, let alone the earlier one in the movie, earlier one. The one that is his first incarnation before Spikes grew, absolutely not. And I already have this figure, so it's kind of pointless, but these guys are going to be displayed on the shelf together. Kind of that fight they're in. Because they're fighting in the movie. Why are Batman and Superman fighting each other? That's the question. But it looks pretty cool, man. For those of you who love the Snyderverse, I enjoyed it. There's things that I had issues with. You know, it's gone, it's never coming back, but at least we get to have it in action figure form, and we can still like live through that experience we enjoyed through our action figures. So that's pretty cool. Love the Superman figure. And then I have some other Affleck figures. You know, I have that Justice League figure right here. You can just, if you're gonna tell Superman, you can definitely tell Batman. Like, this is a bigger, kind of bulkier figure, this one. And it's like tiny next to this guy. I mean, he's not a mega figure, but it, you know, a little bit bigger he would be. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. And then we can see what he looks like standing next to his regular Batman suit. Now, this head is from that movie Six Pack, because I thought it just looked way better than the one that came. It looks more like Affleck, although it rounds out more than I wanted to. But I guess it rounded out in the movie too, so it's fine. And as you can see, like the details, this should be kind of a dirty gold, and this should be given more of a wash. Like, just when Mcfarlane wants to, he can really put that paint to it. He didn't really do it here, but you see it on this one. But it's kind of cool. Who would have thought, like, the Batman who didn't get a movie has so many freaking figures of him. He is, yeah, right? He's the only movie Batman Mcfarlane figure to get all these different iterations of him. We don't have a Michael Keaton Batman Returns figure. We don't have a Panther Suit Kilmer figure. We don't have a Clooney iced up figure. Yeah. We don't have a Batman Begins figure. Affleck was given the straight up Batman treatment, which is kind of cool. I ain't mad at that. And for comparison, let's take a look at this Mattel one I got years ago, which, real talk, he doesn't stand, he has an issue standing up too. These clunky figures. But I'm curious, guys. Now, already the proportions are way better on Mcfarlane. Like, it just feels like a man in a suit of armor. This is too symmetrical, the word. But the colors are very similar. And I have to say, I like that buckle right there. That's a way better, nice tension and detail. And honestly, I think his belt is painted better. This is too bright and too gold. Now, off the top of my head, I'm not sure exactly which one is more screen accurate, nor do I care. But I think the Mattel one is actually pretty decent. Got the gold tips. Yeah, you see, like, Mcfarlane's is too gold. It's too gold. But they don't continue all the way around with the paint and the sculpting and the details. Let's take a look at the heads real quick just to compare. Let me raise you up. Neither one look like Batfleck, but I mean, there's no question about it. Like, Mcfarlane's is way better, especially when you think about the prices. This was like probably 20 bucks or 17 bucks. And this, is it closer to 30, 27? So a $10 difference, but you see the difference. Big time. He came with the gun, though. I know we can't do guns, but I mean, it's a gas gun. Yo, Mattel's not too freaking bad. I ain't mad at it. So a big question I had to myself was like, is this like Mcfarlane figure of the year when it comes to the sculpt and details? Because it's pretty amazing. And there's one other figure that I thought deserves that same kind of love that came out this year. As far as just the crazy details, and that's this cyborg Superman, you know? And I was trying to figure out like which one wins out for like Mcfarlane DC Multiverse figure of the year when it comes to just paint application and sculpting. And I don't think it's a contest. I just don't think it's a contest. There is just way more to work with on this cyborg Superman. This is great, but I mean, this is just, he just went ham. Yeah, cyborg Superman takes it for me, for Mcfarlane figure of the year when it comes to paint and sculpt. Anyway, this is sick. I'm really happy I got this figure. His cape is just excellent. I love the texture. I love the rattedness. I love... That looks dope. That looks dope. That's pretty sick. What happened to his, well, I'll fix that later. In the meantime. It's pretty dope. You don't need to bring back the Snyderverse when you got toys and an imagination. Anyway, that's all I got. Very happy with this pickup. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Did you get it? Are you gonna get it? What are your thoughts on Batman v Superman in general? I'd love to know. Anyway, I will see you next time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.